Welcome to Celebration Suites in Kissimmee. Apparently, this place has been around for a while, building up a recent history that I can assume involves a lot of happy guests and maybe a rogue pool noodle incident or two. They strategically plot themselves in West Kissimmee, near right where International Drive ends off 192. You could probably roll right out of bed, right into the line of Winnie the Pooh, if that's your kind of morning. Now, the internet is practically overflowing with praise for this place, rocking an impressive 4.6 star Google rating. Reviews are glowing, and awards are being thrown around like confetti at, well, I guess a celebration. But here's the thing, my internal capo-meter tends to twitch at overly enthusiastic claims. So consider me on a fact-finding mission. I'm heading to Kissimmee, and Celebration Suites is squarely in my sight. I'll be there, boots on the ground, ready to experience this alleged greatness firsthand. I'll be checking under the metaphorical cushions, sampling the ambiance, and generally seeing if it's the real deal or just a really good marketing team. Let's just say my skepticism is packed and I'm ready to unpack it. Stay tuned to see if the Celebration Suites can handle my discerning gaze. And will it live up to my expectations? Let's find out. Enjoy. Celebration Suites here in Kissimmee, room 1353. Let's go ahead and check this out. Lights are turned off, but smells fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I have this like nice lemony scent in here. And here we are. We are at the Celebration Suites in Kissimmee, right next to Old Town. Absolutely amazing location. But first, I'm going to show you around this hotel room and see all the quirks and features. There's a lot of things about this room I do like, and there are a couple things that I have some criticism for, nothing too crazy, but let's get right into it. First off, I want to thank my friend Richie for requesting me to do this hotel. I know he's actually the first one that asked me and requested me to do this one, along with a couple others. But another thing I really wanted to check out is because this hotel received an award from TripAdvisor as the 5th best ranked family hotel in the United States, which I think is a very, very big deal. So why is it? You know, what makes it such a great family hotel? This was only a couple years ago, 3 years ago maybe, and let's go ahead and find out. I'm very interested. There's a lot to do here, and I think this is going to be a very, very long, thorough video. The thing I do want to talk about is my experience checking into the hotel at the front lobby. It was a great experience. Esther, she was amazing. She was very thorough on the location of where my room is going to be at. And it was very necessary because, as you can see, this hotel is very spread out. It is very sprawling. So if you do have family members that are going to be coming along with you and you're going to be staying at multiple rooms, try to make sure those rooms are going to be in the same buildings. Let's say if I'm over here in building D and they're going to be in building M, it's not a really quick walk. I mean, it's going to be at least a 5-minute walk to get over there, and you're going to be crossing a street too. So just keep that in mind. The one thing I was worried about is because the fact that this property is so spread out is that they would only have one pool area, but as you can see, each area does have its own pool. So that is a relief, but nonetheless, it is a very, very large property as far as just the space that it covers. Pets are allowed for an additional fee. I didn't really look into it. I kind of just read over it really quick. I'm not sure what's allowed and what's not allowed as far as pets, but there is a fee if it does meet the specifications or the requirements of what pets they allow on property to stay at the hotel. And make sure you do have your parking ticket, because they will give you a parking pass that's going to be, you're going to have it kept on your dash. So that's another thing. The first thing I noticed is these large this large window area that when I first walked in, this was pulled back almost all the way, but you have a huge window space that covers almost the entire entrance wall. I want to keep that closed for now. I'm not sure if anybody would want to actually have that wide open, because really you're just looking into the walkway and staring into the other room. But it's there just in case you want to let some light in and you really don't care about people looking at you. Another thing I do want to point out is this nice little pattern they have on the wall here. It's really cool. I'm not sure what it really represents, but you have it there. It's great. I think it really blends well. Now, one complaint I do have is about this property in its entirety, like as a whole. Gray seems to be the main color scheme they want to use in this property, and there's really nothing else. The logo does have pops of color in it, which is great, but I wish that pop of color did carry out throughout the hotel, kind of like the developer N did. But this is what we're left with. A very, very gray, kind of sad color scheme that we have here. I mean, it's not bad. It's very clean. It almost feels like they just tried to update it, kind of modernize it, but I felt like a nice pop of color would do this hotel a lot of favors. Coming in, you do have a couple of nice chairs. I do love the position of the furniture, the way it's laid out. You do have the 2 chairs at the entrance. I'm not sure if this is right under the on top of the AC unit. Also, there's like a table here. Maybe you could just use if you're kind of eating some snacks, you want to enjoy the morning with a cup of coffee or something and watch some TV. I don't know how comfortable these are. They seem very basic, but let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, it's nice. It's nice. It feels very comfy, but I feel like it's not something that I can sit in for a very long time. Yeah, that's all I have to say, but it's okay. The fact that it's very clean, it seems like it's pretty new. I mean, there's no wear and tear on it. Let's talk about the lighting. You do have a grand total of 4 recessed lights on the ceilings also, along with a couple of lamps on these side tables. Now, on the lamps, you do have 1 outlet actually on each of these lamps, and to turn them on, you just have to simply click. Very bright room. And look at this nice table here. Very, very kind of like masculine color scheme they have here. Underneath this TV, a TCL, you do have some cabinetry space with nice large drawers here. I mean, not the best drawers. They don't seem very sturdy, but they do their job. And I'm assuming this is a smart TV, so it's going to be connected to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So one thing that you guys may have seen already and I have not mentioned is it looks like there is a Murphy bed that pulls down. So let's go ahead and expose this Murphy bed. And I will do the bed reveal later in the video, but let's go ahead and just see what this looks like. That is a nice bed. Look at this thing. Huge. Right, so I think we pretty much covered everything here in the first living space, which I honestly think is a pretty cool space to walk into and to spend a lot of time in. But let's go ahead and head over to the second room, which will be the kitchen area. Oh wait, we do have like this little night light here. I'm going to just show you guys without turning on the main light, just kind of show you guys. This is actually really cool. All right, so let's turn on the rest of it. So it starts off with another 4 recessed lights you got on the top and the ceiling here. And carrying along, the living room is the same gray color scheme. You do have a pop of color. You got some blue. So our first non-gray, brown, black color that I found. We got a stripe of blue. You could order some pizza. We got this little thing that kind of tells you what we do. They do housekeeping every day, which is great because a lot of places that I've stayed at, especially around this price point, does not do housekeeping every day. So I honestly think that is a big thumbs up for you guys. 24-hour laundry, another thumbs up, because a lot of places don't have 24 hours. They open and close at a certain time. You do have the cafe. I will show you that tomorrow. The pools, I will show you that tomorrow. They're open from 9 a.m. to 12. Wow, that's kind of late. 12 a.m. Wow. Gym, quiet hours begin at 10. So if you're in the pool and it's 12 a.m., that last hour, make sure you're just not like yelling and screaming, because that kind of crosses over. Let's open up the fridge. You can make some your own ice cubes here. Okay, nice and clean. I do love the almost full-size fridge and freezer. Cabinets. You know, you always have these little cabinets that you're never gonna use up top, but they're there. So you do have you got a lot of cups here. Oh, you got your like toaster oven. Wow, they got a full set of coffee mugs. You got a lot of plates here, bowls. Coffee machine. It does come with some Folgers, classic roast. Folgers, I really never drink Folgers. Nothing, just really space for a couple of outlets. You have your ice holder, and you do have the liner, and a nice huge full-size microwave. I say huge, but normal size microwave. It's really not that big. Looking down here, I'm gonna tilt down. You do have a stovetop and some more drawers that come with some more. Oh, look at this. You got a full silverware set here. Look at that. This. Well, it's not working now, but it's like the automatic closing. So, do it. There you go. Yeah, this comes with a lot. You got like an entire cookware set. You got some utensils. I mean, this is literally just like a full-size kitchen. Well, not a full size, but it comes with pretty much everything you need. Dishwashing machine. It looks like it's been used recently. Yeah, probably someone was here this morning, checked out. And you have a nice large sink coming with its own dishwashing liquid. And you do have this stuff that looks like, should I eat it? No, I'm just kidding. Here's your garbage can. It's a decent size. You'll probably change that, you know, pretty often because it's not huge, but it will do for a little while. And you have a little nice dining table, and it fits 4 people, 4 chairs. You got some paper towels. Love it, man. This is a nice area. I mean, and I love the fact that it's broken up. You know, it's not all one big space. You have your living space, and you have your little kitchen area, and right behind me, let me go and just turn around this way, you do have a bathroom. Look at this nice large LED bathroom mirror. Covers up pretty much the entire wall. Nice glass tiling in the back. Oh, I just dropped that. I'll just leave that down there. A couple of small towels. It's very brightened up. You got it's a nice contrast between the gray walls. You got the white sink countertops, and what is this? Mikado Spa cleansing bar. Let's see what this smells like. I mean, it smells like soap. Hair dryer. Turn the exhaust fan on. It's quiet. I like that. That is really cool because a lot of the times, most of these hotel room bathrooms that I go into, the exhaust fan is loud. So loud. This is very quiet, and I like it. And this is going to be your toilet. This is kind of an odd position because it's so close to the bathtub. So that might be a little bit weird, especially if you're a larger guy and you need some more leg room. It might be a little bit of a struggle for you, but I think you'll be able to make it work, right? Over here, you do have your toilet paper holder and your roll, and you got some extra toilet paper here. Up above, you got plenty of towels to use. You got 6 of them to start with, and you got a couple smaller ones on top. And down here, below the sink, you have some more storage place, I guess. Your trash can. And another thing I do want to point out is the flooring. It's like this nice wood look gray tile that just goes throughout. It carries throughout all 3 rooms. Another thing I do want to show you is this bathtub. It looks like the tub itself is probably older, and they just updated the back, you know, the tiling around it. I do like it's a very basic shower head, but it's clean. It looks like they've recently updated it. And look at this. Once again, the color scheme is just grays. A lot of grays, whites, and blacks. And let's go ahead and see our shower curtain. It doesn't seem like it has any type of like mildew buildup or anything on it, which is a good sign. Also, it does come with your bath mat, a couple of bar soaps, and you do have your conditioning shampoo. So it's like a 2-in-1 deal you got there. Aloe vera. Hello, Alright, walking on out of the bathroom, and we are going to turn right and head into The bedroom. This is a 1-bedroom suite. I believe there are multiple options you can get, and I believe there are 2-bedroom suites that you can actually go into. I don't know. I looked into it a little bit, but I think there are options where you can get 2-bedroom suites. This is only a 1-bedroom suite. This is an updated room, by the way, and I think you still have an option of an unrenovated room. I'm not sure. I was walking on my way to my car and I noticed there were a couple of rooms that were getting renovated. So I don't think the full renovation process is 100% complete, but I think it's going to be soon, because when I booked the room, I chose an unrenovated room because it was the cheaper option, and they automatically upgraded me to a renovated room. So I'm not sure if there's any more like unrenovated options that you can choose from, which is a good thing in one sense, because you're getting a room that is more refreshed, that's cleaner. It just smells good too, you know, where unrenovated rooms probably has a lot of older, you know, finishes, older appliances. The one downfall of that is the fact that the prices are probably not going to be as cheap as they were, you know, because they actually charge those, I would say, like $10 less than you would get for this room. But to me, I think it's worth it, you know, to have a nicer stay. If you're going to stay here and you spent the money, you might as well just stay, you know, spend an extra $10 a night and get a nice renovated room like this one. So that's just my thoughts and my opinion on it. And here we are. It comes with a nice, is that a king size or a queen size bed? I think that's a king size, and this is like a full size. I'm pretty sure this is a king size. It takes up a nice large space in the back wall, but you still have enough room for another bed over here, which is actually really nice and cool. And to let you know how big this room is, just this room by itself, it actually comes with like a sink. Like, it has another area where you could just, like, a vanity area sink and another mirror, and you have your clothes hangers here. You can put some coats or something up here. This is really cool. The bathroom, like, design finishes is the same as the finishing in the actual bathroom. So you do have this like weird silver like glass tiling that is gonna be also included in this room, which is kind of strange to me, but it doesn't bother me too much. Look at the ceiling. You do have the 4 recessed lights again. You have a nice large TV, and I love the updated TVs. You know, they're smart TVs, so it gives you a lot of options. And over here, this like industrial like piping look coat hanger you got here. It does come with a bunch of coat hangers though. Nice wooden coat hangers, not cheap at all. So I think that's a huge plus. Underneath, you got this fan, which, you know, a fan like this, I hardly ever see them provide a fan like this. The iron and an ironing board that's kind of stuffed, slid into the side of that. Underneath here, you do have some more storage. A lot of storage in this entire place. You have a nice large safe here. And because of how big this suite is, a secondary AC unit, wall unit, is provided, which I believe is needed, because that one little unit over there is not going to cool this entire space down. And you got a nice large full size, full length mirror here. And this is also a back entrance, a sliding door. I think my car's out there actually, but so you do have 2 ways of getting in and out. Obviously the main way is going to be up the front door, but you do have this sliding glass door that takes you out to the rear part of the, and I'm on the bottom floor, so I'll be able to enter, exit out, and just walk out to my car from the back side. If you're in the 2nd floor, you do have a 2nd floor balcony, I believe. Now let's look at these large beds. This nice, soft feeling comforter here. And you do have a couple outlets. Well, you have one outlet over here. And then you do have your really small table. Let's see if this works. It works, so we're good here. And the nightstand is a very basic nightstand. This is probably something you just order on the Amazon at the cheapest price, and they just threw together real quick. And there's another small lamp right here. And I'm glad they actually do provide like an extra outlet over here and some USB ports on the wall. And then you do have like an extra plug here also. And on the other side of the smaller bed, the full size, you do have another outlet, a wall unit with some USB ports also. So good stuff. When it comes to the bed, I got to tell you, nice size. I'm going to do all 3 beds. I'm going to go ahead and pull the covers off. I'm going to do a little like nice check with the mattresses and see if I find anything or not. this is the time, guys. First, I'm gonna start off with the Murphy bed, and I'm going to actually let you guess what you think is missing here. What is missing off this bed? I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to let me know. What do you think it is? Voila, haha. There's no pillow. No pillow provided with this thing. So in order for you guys to have a pillow and have a nice night of sleep in this bed and sleep comfortably with a nice head support, you're going to have to steal one from over here. Give it the proper respect it deserves. There we go. You got one pillow. That's all you're getting. Very nice and firm. I like it. I like it. I do love this nice cover. It feels like it keeps you nice and warm. Let's go ahead and pull these sheets back and reveal what's underneath. Here is our mattress protector, and if I pull that back, it'll actually reveal the mattress itself. Very nice. I do not see one bad thing about this mattress. Really comfortable mattress. It sinks in a little bit for my taste, but like I said, that's really just a preference thing. Honestly, I gotta give this an A. An A for the Murphy bed. So let's go ahead and see if these guys will carry on the tradition or ruin it for you. Here are the other two pillows from the full-size bed. Feels nice. Everything just feels so like crisp and clean. Look at that. Even the sheets, it feels like just brand new almost. I like that. Okay, I'm enjoying this way too much. Pull these covers back. Sheets, nice and white. A little bit wrinkled, but you know, that's fine. The main thing is that the fact that they're clean. Here's our mattress protector. I don't see any visible stains on these things either. Let's go ahead and pull this back. I think it's the same mattress, but it's just, yeah, it's really the same mattress as the one they had in the Murphy bed. So, A, I'm going to give it an A also. And here we are, the moment we have been waiting for. My first king-sized review. The best of the best. The top of the top. The boss of the boss. The king mattress. No complaints. They all feel the same. I mean, they're just nice and fluffy. It's fluffy! Let's check our king bed out. Ugh. Now, one thing I do want to point out is I do see a couple of indentations from when people have been laying for, you know, over the years. It's just, you know, that's it's going to happen. It's going to happen with any mattress that has been used. Let me go ahead and just pull this off. You do have your mattress protector. Clean our mattress. This is actually a different style mattress, obviously, and I don't see anything. I thought that was something, but it's just like a piece of thread, an orange thread. Oh, look it. We got another pop of color in this room. We got some orange. This is great. An A. I'm going to give this an A. My other hotel I stayed in, the Sonesta, was a great property also. As far as matching this one head to head with the Sonesta, I'm going to say this one is a little bit better than the Sonesta ES. Although the Sonesta is going to be getting an update soon. It's just, this is just much larger. You have a lot more amenities in the room, a lot more quirks and features, and it's just a larger space. And as far as the pricing, it's really similar. And the location, I would say the location is probably slightly better, maybe? It depends. It really depends, because with the Sonesta, you're still in a great area. You're closer to Walt Disney World than I believe you are here by a small margin. You're closer to Disney Springs. And it's just the traffic over there, I think, is a little bit worse depending on the time of the day you're driving in. But over here is great also because you're right next to Old Town. You're not that far from Walt Disney World. I mean, a couple minute drive, you're in the property itself. So it really just depends on preference. As far as the property itself, I'm going to do a walking exterior tour. I don't know how much of the entire property I'm going to show you because it's a large property. I'm not going to just do a whole like walk and talk non-edited version. I'm going to show you all the important parts, and I'm going to show you how close it is to Old Town. A lot of you have already stayed here. A lot of you seen it, you know, driving by. So I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking. One thing I think this room could use are some like random, I do miss the random abstract pictures though. I think they're pretty cool to look at. I don't know the importance of them or anything, but the wall space is lacking. If you look over here, it's lacking something. I mean, they could have added something. I like my abstract pictures. Where are the bring some abstract pictures in here and make them colorful, please. I mean, that'd be an easy way of adding color to the room. Just go to each room and hang some really cool, colorful, abstract photos. Another complaint I have is I don't know which room it is. I don't think it's in any of my rooms. It could be like next door, but I can hear it. Someone's smoke alarm battery is like dying, and all I hear is that doot, doot, doot. You know that annoying like beeping noise you get, and you just know when somebody needs to change the battery. That's going to be constantly going on all night, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Nothing. I can't even go out and unplug it because it's not in here. It's somewhere else, and it's just chirping. It's just chirping, chirping, chirping. And small little noises like that will constantly go on all night is going to annoy me. With that said, I think I'm going to end my interior room review here. I did see a couple things about the exterior that I'm going to point out. It's not a perfect property, and I'm going to let you know why. And I think this is going to be more of a preference thing than anything, rather than like an actual like flaw, a tangible flaw of the property. It's more of just like some people it may bother, some people it may not bother at all. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through the night, and we will talk to you in 1 second. So let's carry on. Good morning, good morning. I am back here the next day at the Celebration Suites, and I am excited to do the exterior walk around. Large, sprawling property. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to get into this video. I don't want this thing to last 2 hours. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit the very important points, the notable parts of this property, and we'll just go from there. So I look forward to it. Let's go ahead and just carry on. Walking outside, I noticed this door is a little bit bent there. I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's really a security issue. You're letting cold air out. And another thing I really noticed is these doors are very loud when they're opening and closing. So even if the person next door to you or across from you, they come in and out, you can hear it because it not only echoes throughout the hallways and the hotels, it vibrates. So I'm hearing it constantly. I almost actually mistaken it from somebody entering into my room, but I realized, wait, it's probably somebody next door. These are older buildings, so you're gonna have some of those types of issues. And here we are in Building K. This is exactly where I'm staying. It's actually gonna be this room to the immediate left, the first door on the left. And walking back, you can see some more buildings over here. I'm not sure what these are, and show you the back part. And you can see building M, and then you see other buildings all the way over there. I'm telling you, it's just a large property as far as just the space it fills. This looks like a little ping pong table. I'm not sure. And this is a nice shot of the pool. You got some towels over there. It's a pretty small pool, but the thing is, each section that has its own like building surrounded by it has its own pool area. So that is a plus. So you're not gonna have to walk all the way to another section to access another pool. If you're in building J to L, I, or K, you're gonna have your own pool. Just like if you're in building D, C, B, you're gonna have your own area to go out and enjoy the pool deck. So that's a plus. And what is this here? It's like a little charcoal grill. Here's another shot of the walkway. This entire property is 2 stories, by the way. And each property has like its own seating area, kind of a place to chill. I do love that they do that because it provides a lot of shading in between the buildings. And each of them do provide their own 24-hour laundry, which is huge. But unfortunately, I think we only have one that is available. Well, we have one here, and then I think there are these 3 that you could use. It looks like they're already being occupied. You got like a folding area, it looks like, and you got an area where you can buy some laundry detergent, and you have your dryers. So each section is going to have their own laundry area. I believe only one of the buildings of each section will. So if you're in building like K, I don't think that one's going to have a laundry area. Only building I will. Or if you're in another section, only one of the buildings will. So just keep that in mind. It's a scale here too. And here is an example right here. You're literally, to access the remainder part of the hotel, you got to walk across this street, which it's not a main highway, so it's not going to be too busy. But I was out here walking around Saturday night, and it gets busy because there are a lot of cars that are coming in and out of the parking lot of Old Town, wanting to go across Old Town without driving there, because obviously Parking gets very scarce during Saturday nights. It can get very busy. Just be careful when you're crossing the road here, because there are people that are coming in and out. And here, building E has the game room, so I really want to check this out just to kind of see what it is. Maybe they have some of the classic games. Oh yes, I'm so excited. They have so much to provide here. I see a ping pong table. You got some Donkey Kong, Cruising USA, all the classics you can think of is here. I'm just joking. It looks like they've doing some remodeling, so I look forward to see what they're going to do with this space. Look at this mural. This is actually on building F. Couple of beautiful butterflies. They did a really good job at this, so just want to kind of give you a good idea. And it looks like this is the artist. Let me get a good shot, and there you are. Oh, look at this. This is really cool. Playing some chess. Oh, I could do this all day. It looks like they're missing a piece though over there. And here is where the most complaints lie. If you're anywhere, let's say building D to building, I believe that's building B, look how close you are to Old Town. And like I said, I was here on Saturday night walking around just to kind of get a vibe of the area, and it can get extremely loud, especially when these rides are functioning and people are just, you know, these are extreme rides. People are going to get very loud, and imagine trying to stay in this room right here in this corner, and that's what you're going to be hearing all night up until 11:30 at night. You know what, it's actually a good thing that you're just this close to such entertainment, but also I can understand the complaints of being put in these rooms right next to basically a party spot. And this grass looks so good. I wonder how they're able to keep the grass so green during the drought, because we are in a drought. We haven't been getting much rain here. And look at this, it's just it's fake, obviously. I'm just messing with you guys, but I mean, I guess it does add to the aesthetic of the property. And here is our 24-hour fitness. A bunch of people working out there right now, so I don't want to go in there and disturb anyone. I looked in there. It's a lot of your basic machinery, basic weights. Nothing too, you know, special, but you know, you can get a good workout in. I do have a nice outdoor open air cafe that you can come here during the mornings and get yourself a nice breakfast. You can get some coffees, bagels. It's really nice. Also, you could probably get some sandwiches for the lunch hours. It's a pretty cool area. They play nice music, pretty relaxing. I haven't gotten anything myself, but I mean, yeah, it's a good spot. And just right at the entrance next to the highway and also the intersecting roads, you have a nice putt-putt. You can go out here and play. You can go ahead and embarrass yourself in front of the spectators that are waiting at the red lights. If you want to go ahead and do that, it's, you know, honestly, I have no shame. I'm willing to try and showcase my terrible skills at this game, but it's there, and it really actually looks like a nice, you know, a nice spot to really go ahead and try out your skills, test it out. Here we are off 192. This is actually known more as like the tourist side of Kissimmee, and there is a lot of things you can access on foot. You do got the volcano, you have Denny's, you got Machine Gun America. The World Food Trucks are a great spot to go check out. If you haven't been there yet, I recommend going and check it out at least once. But a bunch of places you can go see. And I understand a lot of these places are known to be tourist traps, but hey, they're here. And you also do have Old Town, and you are literally within 5 minutes of Walt Disney World. So I honestly think I give this spot at least an 8 out of 10 as far as location. It's a great location. So I'm walking along this sidewalk, kind of towards the backside of Celebration Suites, to kind of give you the best perspective of the entirety of the property, kind of just show you how far it spans across. I don't think it's that huge of a deal, and here we are. I'm just actually pointing all the way to the back end of the property, and it goes all the way here, and you have the different sections. This is actually the part I'm staying in over here across the street, and then you have the section that's towards Old Town. So you do have to walk across the street to access any of these buildings. I don't know how far I know it's like A through whatever, and then it starts with I and it goes all the way to the end here. So there kind of gives you a good idea of how large this property is. And another thing is, like, the whole gray scheme, I might have been overstating it. It doesn't look bad. I just feel like it kind of looks boring, and it doesn't really look impressive. And I feel like it kind of gives it a lack of
the logo
appeal
does have
when you're actually driving up to
which
the
is
property.
great. But I wish
me and my cousin were actually driving past this property.
It's kind of like the developer.
Why this property?
All right. So I admit, I may have gotten a tad fixated on this whole gray color scheme situation. Let's be real. Even if the decor leans heavily into this grayscale spectrum, it honestly will not impact whether your bed is comfy or if the coffee maker works. Most of your stay will hinge more on things like cleanliness and proximity to churros than the precise shade of the throw pillows. Just doing a little self-awareness check here. All right, let's carry on.
I'm actually impressed with the property. I think it has a lot going for it. The location is fantastic. I guess I can give it like a pebble stamp of approval, and I definitely recommend it. The price is reasonable. It's not too expensive. There is a $150 deposit that you're gonna have to put in. And I think overall I paid around $137 for one night. That's including taxes and fees. I think I started off just over $100 for the suite that I stayed in. And if you include the $150 deposit, you're probably looking at well over 200 bucks. But overall, I mean, if you compare the price that I paid for this hotel versus other hotels that I stayed in, around the same price, this hotel blows them away. I can tell you that for sure. And I've been to a lot around, especially off 192. This is definitely one of the better ones.
Whew. Now I gotta say, man, I had to come back in the hotel and cool down a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit warm out there. I believe the high is supposed to be in the low 90s today, so I'm gonna have to really think about what I wear when I'm walking around these properties during the morning hours. But I'm gonna go ahead and end my video here. I think the Celebration Suites is a great option for families. There's a couple nitpicky things I pointed out as far as the color scheme, maybe the sprawling property that stretches across different cities, and also the close proximity to the Old Town. While it can be a great thing, it could encroach a lot of noise pollution amongst some of the buildings. But other than that, I give this my stamp of approval. Thank you, Richie, for suggesting this property. I would come back here to stay here for if I had this option, it would be on my list. I just want to say thank you guys for watching my videos. For the ones who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, feel free. I'm going to have a lot more videos about hotels moving forward and other things in the surrounding area. If you go ahead and like, that'll help me out a lot. And please share the video too with others that are thinking about staying at this place. And if you haven't, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can get the video as soon as I release it. So once again, I thank you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on the next property. Bye. You know what another cool thing is the fact that I do not have to go to the front desk to check out and drop my key off there. They tell me all I have to do is just leave the keys in the room, just like that. And you are good to go.